Well, hello, hello. Surprise, everybody. It's TU Nap and my good friend, Dr. Michael Gross.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
And here we are on a Wednesday night because we have a special announcement, and I'm so super excited. I'm going to be actually interviewing Dr. Michael Gross.
All right.
So he's going to be in the hot seat. All right, Michael. But
Yes.
there's a lot of things that most people probably don't know about you. And I was thinking, it would be great to just introduce you a little bit in a different manner because you have an amazing workshop coming up that we're going to talk about as well. So this is going to be kind of a question answer thing, okay? My questions right
Absolutely.
here. All right. So the first thing I want to know is how did you get started in the world of spirituality? How long have you been doing it? And what's your connection to the ancient mystery schools?
Whoa, those are a lot of questions. Well, 7 years ago, if you remember Abraham Lincoln's speech, but what I wanted to share with you is I really started in earnest about 40 years ago when I was 2 years old. You believe that one? I'll tell you another one. I'll sell you the Empire State Building for $1. But in all truth, I really started when I was 35, and something woke me up, and I turned 180-degree around in my belief system and began to feel things, see things, and hear things, and become intuitive. And all kinds of memories came back and thoughts, and I really wasn't sure. And at that period in time, I sought somebody out that taught about spirituality and uh, told me many things about myself and many gifts that I had. And I said, sure, yep, thank you, goodbye, after 6 months of the course. And then everything began to unfold, and I began to meditate, and I meditated for, well, since I was 35, but every 3 years I would make a breakthrough. But I never gave up meditating. Then another 3 years, then another 3 years. Then things began to speed up. And there are souls there to hear, and I am one, and there are others here to awaken our souls from a deep sleep, to re-empower ourselves, to create a life of love and joy and happiness, and that's what I'm here for. Basically, according to my Akashic records, for those who are new to the word Akashic, means all your past lives, what you've done in your past, and we've all had many past lives, and or what you are choosing to do in this lifetime. And one of my goals in this lifetime is to wake up your soul, for you to do your spiritual mission and goals, reconnect with what I call the true source, so you would say God, the true source. And in these endeavors, I've been teaching classes since I moved out in the Seattle area since 1990, so it's been many years. And I realized that a lot of the teaching and shares I've been sharing was, oh my gosh, I've been doing this in the mystery schools. So you're wondering what the mystery schools are. And the mystery schools are way, way early times before the time of Christ. The Essenes were part of that, and we even go way, way back. And if we look at way back thousands of years, they were teaching spirituality, how to live your life, how to create joy and happiness, how to create abundance, how to heal yourself, how to be aware of the changes and be prepared for your changes, and what directions. And just think if you had a life that you could prepare yourself and create a life, not what your ego says, which means as you got out, but what your soul urges, the life you're supposed to have. And I have the honor to be working on a workshop, and this is the third year I've been doing it. And it's called the Manifestation Protocols. There are 12. So, Michael, I'm glad you asked that question. What makes yours different than everybody else's? There's a law of attraction, then you have pictures hung up and all that stuff. And they do work, and they are all well and good. Some are slow, some work fast. However, in the 12 manifestation protocols, what I was sharing is FABA, Frank, Barbara, Apple. Frank meaning faith that you can do this, belief it is now occurring, and A, acceptance that you are now worthy of it. We have a belief system. And by the age of 7, you will have a certain belief system and a certain behavior. Then you spend the rest of your life changing it and getting back on target. Well, where do these belief systems come from? It comes from family, friends, religion, experiences, things you hear. You know that cliche, money burns a hole in your pocket,
Oh yeah.
you lose it. Or I got this extra money, someone will say I'll have to spend it to fix my house or whatever they say.
For my
And it
college.
happens. Yeah, it happens. So all these belief systems are a detriment. And the detriment means it's blocking you from achieving whatever you so desire to accomplish in your life. So think about this. And there are three important messages. I'm trying to find the right word that the true sources told me in my meditations. One is what you think you create, what you create, you experience. So take a guy, never go skiing. I'm going to go skiing. No, I'm going to break my leg if I go skiing. 5 years later, to go skiing. See, I told you so. No, he manifested that. All right. That's the first thing. Then there's another thing. Well, nothing's ever going to work or whatever. And they try something and it doesn't work. So now there's a second wisdom of thoughts from the true source I want to share. And that is, are you a slave of your fears or a master of your life? And that's what you're going to learn. So now we know what you think you create, what you create, you experience. Are you a slave of your fears or master of your life? And the third item that you're going to learn about, to be in control is to be out of control. That's a real oxymoron, isn't it? But it's kind of like saying my way or the highway, or insistence creates resistance. So understanding all those things, all these hidden things that you have in your mind and in your subconscious mind, you may have forgotten about, but they are blocks. Maybe you tried something that didn't work and well, it'll never work. Maybe your timing was off. Maybe you had just had to tweak it just a tiny bit to make it work. So there's so many things that you have to understand and clear. So what we do is in this workshop, we go into the subconscious mind, and I want to talk about the 4 levels of the subconscious mind, which will be able to understand what we'll be doing. So I like to compare it to a computer. So the subconscious mind is the hard disk, stores all the information that ever occurred to you, everything from the moment you go through the birth canal to your current age. And there's no distinction whether it's positive or negative, it's just stored there. Second part is the unconscious mind, which we'll call the cloud, and that's the spiritual side of you. The third part of the brain is called the conscious mind. Everything you see, smell, taste, hear goes into the subconscious mind. It's the recorder. So we call that software. And the last one is ego, edging God out, which we call the virus. So now you have 4 different levels. Everything you do, you're always comparing the past with the present. Always. Let's go out and have a hot fudge sundae with your favorite ice cream. Okay, right away you say okay. Some of you know my example, but then let's have a hot fudge sundae with your favorite ice cream. With whipped cream. Yeah. And sauerkraut and jalapeno peppers. And you go,
No.
Right? No way. But immediately you're thinking of something. So you have all these subconscious blocks that you've acquired over your years of your life. Whether they're positive or negative, obviously they must be blocking you because they're negative. So what if you realize you have these blocks? And what if you turn around and go, I can release these. I can be renewed. I can be rejuvenated. There's a man that I think his last name is Smith. Trying to remember his first name. He founded FedEx. And so he wrote a paper. And on the paper that he wrote, delivering things overnight. And I think he was working on his master's, but I'm not sure about that. But anyways, I was reading about it. I think his name was Fred Smith, but I'm not sure of Fred. Anyway, they laughed at him, told him it's possible, can never be done. But he wanted to achieve his dreams. And he started it going, and there were some planes he had rented to deliver some goods, and he needed $8,000 in cash. Well, he had $700 or $800. Don't quote me, but it was way under that, under $1,000. So he got desperate. He went to Vegas and hit the tables. He won the $8,000, took the money and paid for the gas, and that turned FedEx around. Why? Because he had faith, he believed, and he had acceptance that he could do this. He listened, didn't listen what his professor said. It's impossible. You can't do that. So it spawned a new business with their own jet planes, their own pilots, and their records for really delivering. I remember one time I ordered something and it was late in coming. It was for Mother's Day, and it arrived a week late. And I called them up. They said, "Well, give this call." And I talked to them. They apologized, and they sent me $100 credit card for being late. Like, wow, what kind of a company is this? I don't know if they do this anymore, but I know people that work for them part time, and they were paid for their college, and they have a new career. So what a great company! And this is the things you could do. And I know, T, you wanted to share something. So I'll have my club soda straight up and you can continue.
Yes, I have questions. I have so many questions because I threw 3 questions at you and it just keeps generating more. But knowing that right now we're in the age of Aquarius, how is this? I have the feeling that your manifestation workshop is coming at the perfect time because of the age of Aquarius. Can you expand a little bit on that? Because I also have a few more questions.
Sure. Good question.
Okay.
So in the age of Aquarius, I thought it started in the year 2000. That's what they all said. And then I found out it really was when Pluto went into Aquarius. I am not an astrologer. I don't have patience for it. It's supposed to happen around the 14th or 15th of November, I think. But that age runs around 20 years. So what is that all about? It's about spirituality, about truth, hidden secrets exposed, about compassion and love. And it's giving us all an opportunity to change. There are many more facets of it. But when there's a change, people resist change. And they're afraid that if it's bad now, it could be worse, out of the frying pan into the fire. We've heard all those foolish cliches. And this is what's happening. If we look around the globe, and I'm so blessed to have so many beautiful souls that I work with around the globe, and in Europe and Asia and Baltic countries and so on, and even Australia and even Dubai, what is happening is that people are beginning to look at things different. And the governments are changing, and there's chaos with the governments all over the world, and they're living in fear. And of course, we've just gone through a period of inflation, are high, and all these things are happening. What if, now that we're in the age of Aquarius, the truth is being exposed, that we're looking around, which direction we go in? How are we going to survive this? How are we going to create a life of love and joy and happiness? How are we going to follow the thoughts of our soul? And this is an outline, this is a template, that if you will follow this and do this, you will change your lives. So you've heard many more people say, oh, I did this, I did that. But really, how do you get in touch with a vibration and frequency to create things more quickly in your life? How do you clear thoughts of doubt and fear and anxiety? And you all have them. I have them, and I've worked on myself. How do I clear my life story of my belief system with my parents? How do I learn about trust? How do I learn about belief? How do I know I'm really worthy? How do I set my ego, say, hey, I love you. I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye. How do you do that? So this is what you're going to learn. And then you're going to learn some very powerful affirmations. Every word has a frequency, energy, and vibration, like love, joy, happiness, sweetheart, darn, garbage, failure, yuck, this is not going to work, right? These are lower vibrations. But think of yourself, your thoughts are like a cell phone. When you talk to cell phone, I want to call Tio. It goes up in the air. I don't know where it goes. They say it goes to a satellite or whatever. Her phone rings. Hi, Michael. How you doing? Right? That's the way your thoughts work. It goes out to whatever you're trying to create. Now go from the trying to now creating. And that's the difference. And you don't have to sit there and figure out how is it going to work. And you'll be shown how it works, but you don't have to think about it. It's like, hey, Michael, I would like some sourdough bread. Okay. Do you care whether I go to Boston, San Francisco, Nome, Alaska? You don't give a darn. Hi, here's the sourdough bread. I've just delivered it to your house. You learn the secrets how to do it. They were taught in the mystery schools. much deeper than you could ever imagine. But it's healing, it's empowering, because what you're doing is giving yourself a lube, oil change, and overhaul, rebuilding your engine, which is your mind, new direction in life. That's what you're doing. And that's so exciting. And I'm so honored to be able to present this to you. What makes what I do, the Mystery School, is different than everybody else. And what's different is that there's an energy and frequency and vibrations I share with you that's beyond your consciousness and knowingness that will attract whatever you so desire. So if you say, oh, I don't know if I can manifest, take a look at your life. Guess who created it? Didn't happen by accident. It happened by your faith, belief, and acceptance. That's how it happened. And once you understand how to work with that energy and do a 180-degree turnaround, then your life changes instead of 360. You know what 360 means? Had doubt, go around the circle, you're back to doubt. That's what the difference is about. And I'm excited about it. And I have confidence that I know if you will follow that direction in your life, everything will change. Sometimes it will change in a short period. Sometimes it'll take a longer time. Well, why does it take a longer time? It's called your doubt. I had a student go, I'm manifesting money, but it's not here, Michael. But I know it's going to be here. But she said it 3 times. I said, you're blocking it. Well, why? No, I'm not. It's not here yet. I know it's going to be here. Think about that. So this soul, good soul, was blocking it because she doubted. You wouldn't say it unless you doubt it. If you doubt it, you say it. So who are you fooling? Not fooling me. You're fooling yourself. So what if you get beyond these barriers? And talk about self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem. That's yours. Go ahead, Tiu.
Talking about manifesting, I just have to share this with you because it happened yesterday. I dropped my other half off at the front door of a hotel, and I thought I'm going to go park in the handicap parking. And as I drove up, I saw that they were all full. And I thought, that's okay. I'm going to go around here anyway, because I bet you anything someone's going to pull out. And they did. And I ended up with a spot right at the front door. And I thought, all I did was, it'll be okay. Go down this way. I heard my soul said, just turn around, go back down that lane. And I was watching this car back out right in front of me. I jumped right into the spot and looked up, and there's the door. Like, it couldn't have been more perfect.
Isn't that great? Yeah, it's easy. Is. And you did it in seconds. Mm-hmm. This is so interesting. What we don't realize is our thoughts are energy. You can measure the energy in electroencephalogram, brain waves, and so on. So we know if this graph on electroencephalogram can measure your brain waves because it's electrical, and we know your body has an electrical energy. And just think if your cells, and this is the wrong numbers, 0.00048 electrical energy. Yeah, that's minuscule. What about 1 billion cells in your body? Multiply it. How powerful do you think that is with the energy going out? It's incredible.
Wow.
But don't hold me to the 0.0048, but it's something like that. I'm using that as an example because some people are very technical and they're looking to shoot holes in what I'm saying. And if there's technical in shooting holes, you know why? Because they don't have faith, belief, and acceptance. And that's why their life is not the way they want it to be. Are they doing it consciously? No. But unconsciously. Why? Because of that big D, doubt. And if you have doubt, congratulations, just like the guy. I'm going to go skiing. If I do, I break my leg. Well, that doubt creates more doubt, and their whole life is doubt. And then don't know why their life doesn't change. But what if you, during these, in the United States, where they're having a lot of changes with corporations and businesses, what if you were one of those and you go, wow, I lost my job? What if you can turn around and manifest a better job that's more fun, more joyous, and pays more money? How would that sound? And there are many souls that I've worked with that have done that. Not all of them, but almost all of them. And the others are making the same salary and they're really comfortable. So everything is a choice in life. Everything. And you know, Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you are right. And you're right. You are right. You are in that field of energy. And you know what I've discovered? Somewhere, everybody, male, female, somewhere between 45 and 55. And we're not going to talk about a life change, you know, going through male or female menopause. But I'm talking about there's a time where some reason is that you reevaluate your life and you take a look at it. It's very subconscious. And your soul is saying, listen, is this what you really want? Or do you want to make a change? And I've met people that were a little older and they go, Michael, you know, I made a lot of money. He said, if you want to invest with me, I'm an investment counselor. I'm not going to charge you any money. And I said, why? He said, because I made a lot of money and I want to help people. And I reached that point. I said, wow, well, here's $2 trillion and just invest it for me. Do I have to write a check? Yeah, well, wait a little bit. I'll write your check tomorrow morning. Little humor there. But most importantly, you'll learn how to manifest perfect health, perfect joy, perfect life, perfect relationships, perfect finances, perfect abundance. And I want to tell everybody, if your main reason for taking this to manifest money, thank you very much. Take care. I love you. But this is not right for you. But if you want to manifest everything, that's a lot different. Steve Jobs, who birthed out of his body from pancreatic cancer, I believe it was pancreatic, but I'm not sure. $7 billion he was worth. And he said he realized the money can't buy health. But what you can achieve and manifest is change to bring about your perfect life. What does perfect means? Everything you so desire, not what your ego does. Tio, you wanted to say something.
I do. I'm also keeping an eye on time. There are 12 protocols in your manifestation protocols workshop. And I think what we're going to do is do another one of these little half-hour special pop-ups and talk more about those 12 protocols. But what I'd like to ask you, Michael, is what do you think the people that attend this workshop, and I put Michael's contact information and my contact information in the comments so that people can come in there. But what do you think people will benefit from the most if they attend this manifestation workshop?
I believe the thing they're going to benefit most is changing their life that'll bring them joy and happiness. That's the most important thing. Everybody's thought of what brings them joy and happiness. They're somewhat similar, but they're different. They're unique. And you will create what's unique to you. Did you know I recently had a testimony with a beautiful soul, and something came in her life that it was traumatic. So what you think you create, what you create, you experience. She would have such pain. She was frozen in bed and couldn't move for hours. And we worked with that, and she manifested that. So you don't realize you manifest sickness, illness, anger, frustration, but you do. Did you do it intentionally? No. You do it by accident. But with the mind can conceive, the body will believe. So you're going to learn all these things, how to change these things. And it's like when the workshop is over and it's starting at April 4th, which is Friday night, Pacific time, 5:30 to 7:30, Saturday from 9:30 to 5:30, and Sunday from 9:30 to 4:30. It's intense. So you're looking at something that's really powerful and really intense, but it changes your life. You're
That's
probably
all.
wondering, well, how much is this? I'm going to say this. Contact me. You have the contact information. You have my telephone number. You also, and it's a private cell number. You also have my website. Ask for a consultation. Talk to me, and I'm going to offer you a special price that others will not be paying. Yeah, this is like throwing out a hook. I do this because I will tell you, part of my mission and goal is help change your life to help you follow your soul's missions and goals. This is what we taught at the mystery schools, and I will continue to do that, because the secret ingredient is there's going to be a vibration and frequency and energy that you are going to take ownership of that will help you to create your life. It's not for everybody, but it's for those souls who are open and not the yes buts. Go ahead, Tia.
Okay, Michael, I've taken 2 of your manifestation workshops. I am really, really, really looking forward to this one. It has changed my life, the 2 that I've done. And I know that this is on a Zoom, so it doesn't matter where you live. Michael has a Zoom, and he's going to be everything that he's shared with us today and more will be definitely a blessing in your life if you can pop in and do this, because it is life changing. It's totally changed my life. He's the greatest gift in my life, and I just wanted to make sure that we have information. We have a one sheet that we can share if you're interested in it. Go to Dr. Michael Gross 7
at Gmail.
at gmail.com. Thank you, Michael. I kind of forgot where I was going with that one, because we can send that one sheet to you that gives you more information. And he also offers a complimentary consultation. So, Michael, do you want to talk really quick about the early bird when people register early? I know you said something that you were giving.
Yes. If you will register before the 25th, March 25th, it's going to be $9.95. After that, it'll be $14.95. But those who are watching this podcast, there'll be another additional discount. And I'm going to give it to you when you talk to me, or you text me, or you email me, or whatever. But I always like to talk to souls to get to know you. Last one I had, I guess we had, last year, 30, 35 souls. I don't know how many we're going to have
Something
now.
like that.
Maybe more, maybe less. But I know the perfect ones are going to be there. So understand this. This is my philosophy in life. This is what the true source told me. I'm in service to help every one of you. I never, ever look at what I'm doing for over 40 years as a business. It's a service to empower you. And that I mean with all my heart. And I believe in the law of karma. So I'm not going to give you some story, because I don't want any challenging karma. I only want the truth that I want to share with you. And if you want some references beside to you, I'll give you references who have experienced a huge change in your life. So take a leap of faith. And as this works, it keeps on giving. This is not something you're going to learn now. You're going to forget about it a year from now. Oh, I did this. You're going to practice this every day. You're going to do this every day. And as long as you're on this planet, whether it's 100 years, 50 years, 40 years, whatever it is, follow these practices every day. And this is the gift that keeps giving and giving and giving and giving, because you're creating it. And that is a beautiful gift in my mind and my thoughts. So what you are doing is investing in your future, and investing in your future is changing your life for joy and happiness. And if you're having trouble after the workshop, give me a call. I'm going to go, too busy now. I got to go somewhere, light up my cigar. No, I'm not that way. If you really need help, I'll be there. And all I ask you is to be coachable. So to be open. You can sit and say, well, definite maybe, that's cool. But be open. Try it. You know that song? Not that song, the old thing. Mikey likes it. Remember that cereal, Life cereal? Well, this is Mikey. I like it. So I want to share that with you.
And
remember, if you don't know where you're going, you can't get lost.
And this is to you. I am so, so blessed and grateful that you came into my life, that I've been able to do these manifestation workshops with you. Things that I never, ever, ever thought would happen are happening to me. I mean, I traveled to Europe last year, and I thought, how in the world am I going to pay for it? And I not only went, but I took a friend with me, and I had enough money for both. So you don't know how things are going to go. But what you do know is that this is an opportunity that is life-changing. So definitely, definitely connect with us, connect with Michael, and definitely look into watching, because we're going to announce the 12 manifestation protocols on the next special pop-up that we do. Right, Michael?
Absolutely. And ask questions. I invite all of you, and share this with others. Share this wisdom, that success, that they can enhance their life. I want to thank all of you for joining us. I appreciate it. And just remember, you are unlimited. Thank you, everyone.
Namaste. Thank you, Michael. we'll be back on Thursday night to do our regular Thursday night too. But this was special because this is a beautiful workshop that I'm looking forward to all of you joining and connecting with Michael on one level or another. Okay.
This will
Bless
also
you.
be, excuse me, go ahead.
Oh no, we're done. You go
This
ahead,
will also
Michael.
be on YouTube, everybody, for replay. So thank you, everyone.
Okay. You
Take
take care.
care.
We love you.
Love you.